Hi, I'm Stephen DeRosa. I teach in the Media Studies program. I'm here with my colleagues, Professor Louis Grasso and Professor Michael Perrota, and we're going to present our poster for a project called Bridging the Academic-Practitioner Gap in Media Studies courses.
In June 2019, we procured this grant, and we went ahead and had gotten four guest speakers, uh, three of which we had presented before the pandemic, and one just now in May through a Zoom session.
In the media studies program, we really feel it's important to bring successful practitioners to the forefront of the classrooms and to have our students meet them, to talk to them, to share experiences with our students. So that was our mindset when we put together this grant.
In the very beginning of the grant, I brought in a young woman by the name of Julie Sison. She was a producer and also a production manager on several films. What we did was we had a Q&A in the classroom. She came very prepared with clips to show the films that she had worked on and talk about some of the problems they encountered when they were producing the films. And students were really taken by her. They really felt they were really at ease. They asked her a lot of questions. It was a really very good experience. She gave them their business cards. They reached out to her for internships, etc. A couple of months later, we had the professor Leo Kiviarv. Dr. Kiviarv teaches in the Media Studies program, but he's also executive vice president of PQ Media, where he procures information about audience data on how they what their purchasing habits are. He was able to share that information with the group, and I think that was a fascinating talk because the information he presented to us in the lecture hall, he had also presented in the convention in Las Vegas. So the students were getting a prepared presentation that was meant for a professional audience of buyers and audience data managers, etc.
We then had Edward Hibbert, who is an award-winning stage and screen actor, a television actor as well, probably most famous for his recurring role as the food critic on Frasier. But most students knew him from his work in feature films, working with Christopher Nolan on The Prestige. He made films with Woody Allen, with Ang Lee, with Ron Howard, and it was just an opportunity to almost have our own Mercy College version of Inside the Actor's Studio in our lecture hall, where Edward discussed everything from his preparation, so this as an actor for auditioning for roles, to the current trend toward streaming services now becoming production entities and how that's changed the business. So even after our Q&A session and interview, Edward met with some of our students from our screenwriting course. At the time, it was advanced screenwriting was running. So they had a great discussion with him, as did students who are taking courses in our theater track.
Lane DeGregory is one of the most influential feature writers in America. She writes for the Tampa Bay Tribune, and she's been one of the most prominent writers for the past 25 years, really, in this country. In 2009, she was awarded the Pulitzer Prize for feature writing for her story called The Girl in the Window, which was about a feral child that was rescued in Florida. Her descriptions of the scene, her descriptions of the family raising this child, then speaking to the mother of the child who Danny was taken away from, really brought to life a vivid story that across the country was, millions of views. Lane's work, among some other pieces that she's written, has long been a part of my feature writing class. My students have been reading her for a long time. We really enjoy her work. Because of how she tells her stories, because of the depth that she gives to her characters. And it was great to have her in the classroom because students were able to ask these questions. How did this come about? How did this come about? How did you get this information? How did you find out this story? So to really sit with her for 2 hours and to not only just talk about writing process, just to talk about her life and her experiences. Really, the students walked away from it. How could you not want to be a journalist? How could you not want to be a storyteller? How could you not want to do this based on all the fun and the adventures and the excitement they had over the years?
I think, as you can see, I think we definitely made an impact with bringing in outside speakers from their profession. Students suggested on their surveys they'd like to see more of this, and hopefully in the future we do more of this and intertwine with the professional speakers with our course lessons.
The benefit of bringing in these practitioners was just, I think, immense. Students in the program are required to do at least one internship throughout their career here, and getting to meet with practitioners and ask them the kind of questions and get to see how down to earth they really are was really, as Mike said, is really inspiring. And I think they came away with a lot, and have also asked, like, when are you going to bring someone next? Who else will you be able to get to come in? So we're looking forward to that.
I think the more the students can see it for themselves, they know it's real, they know it's attainable, they know that this can be them. So I think it was really refreshing to see the product right in front of their face, and that these are regular people just like they are, and that they can also achieve the goals that they want to.
Well, I guess that does it for us, and I hope next time we'll get another opportunity to bring more professionals from the outside into the college classroom with another grant next year.